Hey guys, welcome back out to Harvest Hills Ranch, and it's a little chilly out here at the ranch today, but we know spring's right around the corner and we're doing some things that are within seasons coming, and that means that we've got some new ducklings around, and these new ducklings are going to help us meet our specifically our duck egg subscription demand. And so we're going to share some things with you guys about that, about those ducklings and bringing them on, and a bit about the whole process, things I think you'll find interesting that maybe frankly, you're not going to see these from the outside looking in. So hey guys, I'm Dr. Arland Hill here with Leah Hill, and we have a passion for all things nutrition, health, and wellness related. And of course that includes food, which is what we do out here at the ranch. We produce nutrient-rich food, and we thought we'd take a moment today to share with you about the ducklings that are, about a week old now? So these guys are about a week old, and guys, they're ducklings. They're the cutest little things you ever did see.
Duckling snuggles are the best.
So yeah, those guys are cute. But, we're enjoying them, and like I said, they've been here about a week. However, getting ducklings here is not always the easiest thing. You just don't run down to the store and pick up some ducklings.
Not the ones that are the right ones for us.
Right, so we need to make sure that we're getting, frankly, quality ducks. And so we're really particular about where we source those from. And that means that those guys have to travel through the mail. Now, believe that or not, that may sound a little foreign to you, but shipping birds through the mail is actually a fairly common practice.
So with our meat broiler chicks, I physically drive to the hatchery and physically pick them up for what we're about to explain. So
yep, you're about 2 seconds ahead of me there, because what I was going to share with that is to simply say that we don't take that chance when it comes to the meat birds. As Leah said, she goes and picks those guys up, but that's not a possibility. Yeah, it's not a possibility when we're talking about these ducklings. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is that unfortunately, about a third or 2/3 actually of the ducklings that were supposed to reach us didn't make it to us, meaning that they were unfortunately DOA. They were dead on arrival. So
which is heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's never fun to open a shipment box and see these little guys have already perished before they've had a chance to live their life on your farm. So anyway, we're currently at about a third of the birds that we had anticipated bringing on board and being able to roll into our duck flock and be able to get our egg subscription numbers up. However, worth noting, we can't immediately just have another shipment in, because all this stuff gets timed with the seasons and also with our meat bird operation. And so the broilers will be taking up the brooder where those new ducklings are at right now pretty soon, and we're having to come up with a different plan to make that happen, to make up the difference of what we're not going to have in our duck flock. But we've got all that stuff. Leah and I are working all that stuff out. The reason we do this is we really like to try to plan everything with nature to the extent that it is absolutely possible. This is one of the reasons that, for example, with other facets of the farm here, we don't calve during the winter months. We calve during the spring. It's just easier on the animals. It's easier for the mama cows to carry those calves through the summer. And we try to adhere to that same type of philosophy with all of the species that we raise. For example, the meat birds. Right now, we don't have meat birds on the ground. It hasn't gotten out of the 30s today, and we're not running meat birds this time of year. It's just too hard on them. You're not
going to get a great nutritional bird out of it. It's out of their season. It's just not, they're not created. God didn't create them to be out there in the winter. So.
Right. So what we really wanted to share here with you is that you guys have made a consistent effort, if you will, to buy the eggs, to buy the duck eggs specifically, but also the chicken eggs. And we had to look at everything and say, you know what, you guys really have seen the value in these duck eggs as a different protein source, as a different egg source. And what I'm really encouraged by is that we're seeing individuals buy the duck eggs that they're not just buying them because they have a chicken egg allergy. They're looking to buy these because they appreciate the value of the duck egg. They look at it as a different option in their meals, just something maybe to help rotate, create some variety in there. And so we acknowledge that you guys are doing that, and we wanted to make sure that we were supporting that effort for you and not having you come to the store and not be able to find.
Always see sold out.
Yeah, that's not fun. I mean, listen,
not what we want to do.
we're a small farm. That's going to happen from time to time. That's inevitable. We're not the big corporate conglomerate, but we don't want to leave you hanging either. And so that was an effort on our part to try to make sure that we have a consistent supply of duck eggs that you guys can begin to feel confident in. And again, the subscriptions have been very popular.
They're live. Yes, they are live and ready to go.
So they're live and they're ready to go. So folks will see that there will be more eggs coming around for those subscriptions.
Yep.
Right? And so
And then the a la carte options will be what is, once the subscriptions, customers will always take preference over the a la carte orders, just because they're guaranteed that our customers will get those, what they ordered. And then the a la carte ones will be with what is they overlay, so to speak.
So you can look to see those around. And here's the other thing, guys. You know, when it comes to producing products, and especially with the eggs seem to be the flagship for what I'm getting ready to say. But it seems like when you're producing eggs and you're the farmer, yeah, everybody else gets to eat the eggs before you do. And that's okay. We are here to serve everyone that is a customer to the farm, but we also
craft eggs are the ones I
yeah, we eat the eggs that we can't sell, is frankly what it comes down to. Maybe
we don't get that many.
Yeah, for example, I cracked a chicken egg yesterday as I was getting them out of the.
We did it on purpose so he could eat it for breakfast.
And it was good too.
Mm-hmm. No.
But those are the eggs that we eat. So point being on this is that we are only consuming the food that we produce, so the same things that we eat. You're eating that as well. So all the intention and quality and thought that goes into producing food for us, for our family, that is also, you're reaping the benefits of that as well. So we did want to share that with you, but this is going to give us an opportunity to enjoy those eggs consistently, just like you guys have been able to do that. So we wanted to make you aware of that. Hey, I hope that this video finds, or at least is able to share with you a different perspective about the ducklings, about the egg operation. You know, it's the whole process, frankly, right? I mean,
well, it's 6.5 months until they truly start laying at, their first egg. 6 to 6.5 months. So I mean, it's a long investment. It's a lot of work with no
return on it.
Return.
I mean, we are a business, right? We have to pay the bills. So we got these guys at the end of January, and we're talking about looking at sometime around the end of July, maybe into August, before these guys are going to be consistent layers and producers for us, right?
Yeah, so that's why the subscriptions are only 4 months right now and not 6 months.
Right. But again, guys, we acknowledge all this. We're continuing to make improvements to the systems and to the operations here so that we can continue to support you. But again, I wanted you to be able to see how the process starts, having these ducklings in the brooder. It's a bit of a different process. We tried doing some things similar to.
And messy.
Yeah, they're messy little guys. We tried doing some things early on the same way that we did with chickens, and it just doesn't work. I had to build a different structure for them to make all this happen. But once we get them out of the brooder, they'll be out there on the grass right along, pretty close to the rest of the flock. We'll do some extra protection with them during their first few weeks outside. But once they hit a certain size, we get those guys integrated in, and they're off to the races, running around the pastures just like the rest of the duck flock is. Chasing bugs, eating bugs. So wanted you to see that, and also wanted to give you some insight into some of the challenges that come along with raising ducks.
They're hard to keep alive for the first 2.5 months.
Yeah, wanted you to see some of those challenges that present initially, especially, and as well throughout the process. But we enjoy the ducks.
Oh, I love my ducks.
I would say personally, they're probably of the poultry. They're my favorite poultry. They're just very animated creatures. Chickens are entertaining, but ducks are pretty entertaining as well. So
they have a little bit more going on upstairs.
Yeah, they're pretty they're pretty wily and wise. They're sharp creatures. So anyway, guys, I hope you found the content insightful, informational, and maybe give you a little bit different mindset on what takes place out here as it relates to the ducks. So if you're looking for additional information about not just the egg subscriptions, but what else we offer and produce out here at Harvest Hills Ranch, you can go to harvesthillsranch.com and find out all about that. You can see how Leah and I use uncompromising principles to raise these animals. And if you're looking for information around nutrition and how this whole conversation that we've been having today plays into human nutrition and what I do with patients on the human nutrition side, you can go to drarlandhill.com and find out about how Leah and I support patients there as well. Until next time, guys, we'll see you soon.